What's up, everybody? Cjack here, and welcome to. I'm looking very forward to this. A major event of Alice in Borderland. I have Blondie Chick here with our up and coming YouTube channel. We're going to be doing part 1 of a 2-part series of the Alice in Borderland franchise. Tonight, we're going to be covering episodes 1 through 4. Say hi to everybody. How you doing, Blondie?
Hello, everybody. Hi.
Yeah, you want to give a shout out to any links or anything? Because they will be posted beneath your name there the whole time while you're talking. But if you want to, just in case I miss any, just go ahead and give yourself a shout out.
Yeah, just follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I have a Facebook page. Also, in 2022, I'm going to be launching a Twitch account where I'm going to be doing my live podcast, where everything that's on there is going to be put up to my channel. So if you miss anything, you can go on my YouTube channel. So double. And
Okay. All right, without any delay, and you guys obviously can catch me. For those of you who will be watching this also on her channel, don't forget that the share, comment, subscribe button on Cjack Productions. I am also on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm working on a Twitch once I know what the hell I'm doing on it. All right, so I have this broken down to episodes, okay? Starting off with episode 1. First off, all right, so how I enjoyed this series was, it took me a minute because I thought not for sure that, Squid Games would obviously trump it.
yeah.
It's a close tie, would you agree, of the fuckery that's going on with this series?
Okay, so I'm going to be honest. I have yet watched Squid Games.
Okay, you need to watch Squid
I'm
Games.
usually the type of person that waits for the hype to kind of settle down a little bit
Right.
before I jump in.
So, in a nutshell, we have the main characters, Arisu, the guy who reminds me of Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho. Tell me he does not. Korbe and Shota, all right? Friends, they're just living high school, maybe college. Let's say high school, all right? For lack of better, maybe they're in their 20s, or barely knocking on 20s door, but they're like in their teens, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? From first off, I like how these Korean films throw you into their lives, like, giving you a backstory while they're explaining the plot. Like, dude, like Arizu, his father treats him like crap. His brother's an elitist. Like, how you feel about that?
For me, I do agree with that. Like, I've always loved Korean-based shows because comparing to American shows, Korean-based, they give you all the information early on. Like, they give you the characters, and you kind of start connecting with them. You're like, oh, I have a lot in common with some of these characters. Like our main character, I know that his brother, like you said, they kind of like the prodigal son. They treat him better than they actually treat the main character.
I went to Cambridge. Yeah, that kind of shit.
And I was just kind of like, wow, that feels kind of like my situation when I was a kid. I was like, almost like, I used to think this was bad, but I was like the black sheep of my family. But now I'm kind of like the black sheep in the family that sees through all the BS in the family. So
your third eye tells all.
Yeah. So with Korean-based shows, they literally give you all the information about a character. Like, even if they're very minor characters, but here's some information. American shows, they'll give you little sprinkles here and there throughout episodes, but Korean, they just give you everything in one episode. It's like, okay, here we're gonna dedicate an entire episode so that you can learn about these characters. Even if it's 1 or 2, which they give us 3 characters that we're gonna get to know. And later on, we're gonna see how everything's gonna change for them.
Yeah, no, I agree with you completely. In fact, you get a live action manga feel. To me, anyway.
Pretty much.
When you're actually watching.
That's the thing, is that Alice in Borderland is based off of manga.
Yep.
So I didn't know that until someone pointed that out. They're like, yeah, it's based off a manga that's really...
I'm not surprised. I know one of them was the director for the movie for My Hero Academia. So that already just screams respect in itself. And Watabe always followed his stuff anyway as a director. So anyway, so they meet up. And this is all full of spoilers, folks. If you guys haven't watched it yet, you're doing yourself injustice. But
sorry.
No, don't apologize because they shouldn't be watching.
Oh, no. For the people who don't,
sorry for them. Yeah, you're missing out. They cause trouble. They literally just having a good time. And what I liked about this, what's really cool, my favorite character so far, and he dies already, mind you, is Cabaret. Because, dude, he tells him, like, you know what, Arizu, don't end up like us. Do something with your life. I know I'm a piece of shit, womanizer. You know, he's this tough guy, pretty boy mother, you know? And he looks up to him. He respects him for his talents because, you know, he's the problem solver. And the other guy, I was going to say Shoda. Yeah.
I was just like, because the thing is that when it comes to like shows, I am horrible with names, but I'm really good with faces. So I'm just like, I don't remember.
Oh, he was the third kid. They ran to the bathroom, and I might as well bleed this in.
Because I'm trying to remember if he was the one that worked at the bar.
That's the Kuwabara looking dude. That's Kabara.
Okay, so that's the one that he was gonna propose to his girlfriend.
Right? That broke my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That did. I was just like, oh.
Showed us the one who got that really busty chick that was out for herself.
Yeah, the business lady.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now I was like, that's what happens when I watch a show. It fuses together, and then I'm thinking like, which is character? Because I remember the main character. He was a video game fanatic, and I've always noticed that about Korean shows that their main character, and that's why it's so relatable. That a lot of them always isolate themselves from society, and they're always playing video games. But they're always the ones that survive.
The front man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they get they went in the bathroom, you know, the lights go out. It's like a 9/11 thing. Like, what the hell happened? Like, where were you when it happened? You know? And then they go out, obviously you've seen the, you know, mystery in the streets, everybody's gone, blah blah blah, yada yada. And they understand quickly how the game works, thus coming up with Shibuki is the lady we were talking about, who literally would sell her own soul for $1. I immediately didn't like her at all. But
I felt bad for the guy when they slept together. That I was just like, man, she's gonna use you.
Yeah, well, I was seeing that coming. I was like, okay, she's setting him up for a fall. In a nutshell, they played the first game. The first game was called Dead or Alive. I remember that much. Which was interesting. They had to solve the room in order in a puzzle. And old girl already, I knew I wasn't gonna like Shibuki. Because she literally told the other girl, why don't you open that door that says alive? And remember there was another girl, you remember what I'm talking about? She's like, okay. So she walked through the door and she had a laser scalpel through her skull. And just killing her off already. And I'm gonna go call him Kuwabara. Kobe, by the way. Korobe. I'm trying to pronounce these damn Japanese names, but it's murdering me. I'm gonna call him Kuwabara. And so he was like, dude, what the hell? You did it on purpose. Hey, it's the rules of the game. You have to survive. Just like any other anime, you have that one chick who's destined to be like that bitch. Like, I don't care by any means necessary. I get what I want. Like, exactly. She just irks the hell out of me. So how did you feel?
Did.
You too?
I didn't like her.
No.
I did not like her. When I first saw her, I was just like, oh, here comes a female character. And then right when she opened her mouth, I was like, I don't like you. And then when the girl goes, they basically go, oh, go through that door. She goes to the door, laser goes through. I'm just like, you bitch.
Yeah, because she was irking me and like, you're wasting time. And then it was really clever how your boy, our protagonist, you know, Arisu was like, okay, well, the BMW's about this length. And then each room is, you know, and it makes sense. He was very observant. If you give him enough time.
Why our main character was this guy who played video games, and literally this was something for him that he can sit there and solve it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, at first she was like everybody was arguing, like, oh, let's go through this door, let's go through that door. And it's just like, all right, let's send the girl who is not gonna be under this long. Let's send her through that door first.
the victim, yeah.
But no, I love the fact that they instead of just standing there, because I feel like some games they'll like have them, not even like in this show. I mean, like in what we think, like I would say Saw. That sometimes people will take their sweet time to just solve a simple thing. While this was like, okay, you have X amount of minutes. The room is gonna be filling in with gas that. If you don't solve it within a certain amount of time and at night, you're done. That's it.
And it's true. And a certain hot somebody who I know actually mentioned that, dude, this whole series is pretty much if Saw, and I can't think of it right now. God damn it, because it was in my head. If actually Saw and Hunger Games actually had a baby. That's all this is.
So yeah, okay.
I'm just calling it what it is, but yeah. And
No, I thought Saw the whole time. I was just like, damn. This is like, damn.
they're just brutal, right?
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Well, they get through it. They figured out how that ended up working, and
But I like the fact that when they finally do get out, I mean, I know one of the friends gets hurt, but
Chova, yeah,
they do see what happens when you don't cooperate. How you basically, all right, if you're not gonna cooperate, then we're just gonna shoot you as well.
well, at the very end of episode 1, it's like, why should we even bother? They this, and that's what that you have to love about any manga or any Asian film or any franchise. They don't leave details out. It's like, okay, the clubs. Let's get to the rules of the game, folks, because I literally forced myself to remember this. Hearts mean it's psychological. You're gonna have to kill somebody that you love, or you're going to have to like sacrifice somebody that's close to you in your group. Hearts, right? And each number of that equals a certain difficulty. Clubs, you have no choice but to team up with somebody. Coming up, episode 2, by the way, is you have no choice but to work together as a team, or you're not getting out alive. Yeah. Then there is, wait, don't help me. Diamonds. Diamonds are a little more.
Diamonds are
strategy games. That's right. Which I think that in clubs are similar, which is interesting, but they consider that. But so far, it's only 3, right?
3. There's also clubs, diamonds,
hearts,
and spades.
What was the spades again? Now that I forgot.
That one I did forget. But I don't remember seeing a spades game until I think much later.
Probably much later. Anywho, but yeah, and then the visa. You have like in the first 2 episodes, in fact, everybody had 3 days to play, and if you don't play and participate, they execute you anyway. Which they cover all their bases. Like, why should I even bother? Like the guy in episode 1, you're wasting your time. I'm just gonna die right here now. God knows how long he's been playing. You know, which is crazy. Everybody that's another thing that trips me out, because everybody got to start to play the game at different times. Because he looked like he's been there for weeks. So and
I liked episode 1 because it just introduced you to the characters, what's going on. It covers the who, what, when, where, how, and why's, like episode 1.
No, yeah, and I absolutely dig. I loved episode 2, and obviously I messed up to everybody. Episode 2, and now you are right, 3, because obviously 1, it was obviously everybody going into the hotel room, and having to work together as a squad to avoid being shot by those literally horse-faced, trigger-happy jackasses that's actually trying to kill you in the game. It's like they using the hotel room as Pac-Man. You gotta avoid the ghost monsters.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about that dude in the white, Mr. I like to call him Mr. White.
I vaguely remember Mr. White. Wow, I forgot who Mr. White was.
The younger kid who wore all white, kind of feminine, white hair, white outfit, white everything. He was observing from afar.
Oh, wait, yeah. I actually did like him. I don't know why.
You did or did not?
Quite nice. No, I did. I actually did like him. He was just like, I like the mysterious quiet types.
I'm not. It's not an interrogation. I was just curious. Okay. Yeah, because you know
no,
I
actually did like him. I was just saying, I'm like, Mr. White, and I'm just like,
no, I call him that. I haven't came up with because by the time we watch it on your channel, they reveal his name and who he is. So far, he's still a mystery until after episode 4.
Yeah, no, I was just like, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
but no, I actually did like his character. He was the type that you would want him on your team, to be honest. Like, he was the one that is very observant, watches everybody, knows who's the strongest, who's the weakest. And, I mean, the whole episode 2 of the whole strategy of just working together as a team, but at the same time, he kept his distance, watching everybody, like, run, scattered, not working together.
Chicken with a head cut off.
Yeah.
I think he's just as smart as our boy, our protagonist.
Yeah.
Character.
That's what I think. I feel like it's like almost like in Death Note you had Light and you had L.
Yep.
So you have 2 people that are polar opposites, but they're literally the same person.
It just screams to you that, right?
Yeah. So when I saw him, I actually did like him. At first, I was kind of like, but then as you start seeing him more and more, you're like, oh, he's pretty cool. Still not the main one that was like my boy that I was upset that he died.
Who was your boy?
My boy has to be mentioned in episode 2.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's the episode 2. You had to find out.
I see what you did there. Okay.
I did episode 2.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. That I was just making an observation of that because while I was taking my notes, I was like, okay, we have the cast, just like any other anime, Yu Yu Hakusho. You have the base four, Kurama, Hiei, Yusuke, everybody, right? They stayed out through the whole series, except for the last season. I'm going straight away, folks. I'm making a point. Except for Kuwabara was in the last few episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
Cool, whatever. But these people died, which I'm coming up to now, because the second game where Climbing Girl had to literally be like Batgirl climbing up and down the building, which was very, I admit, it was very agile, very enticing. Not from what you think. I was very impressed that she was like, in one scene in episode 2, she was trying to help out everybody. Okay, well, let's find the proper door. Like, okay, I'm sorry. And she dodges, and the dude just sprays the other chick down. You remember that? And she climbs up the rail. It was ridiculous. I'm like, oh, shit, we're doing this now.
Yeah, because there was 2 girls that were like running together. And I remember sitting there, and I'm a trip when it comes to watching shows. I was sitting there watching this, and I go, those 2 are gonna die. Because
You just look at them and know.
I go, I don't even know these people. They're gonna die.
Yeah.
Because I would not want them on my team. I was just like, man, you're gonna die.
Yeah, and then finishing my point was the fact the original 4 characters, 3 out of the original 4 characters sacrificed themselves going in episode 3. 2 was my favorite, my personal favorite, which was in the Garden Botanicals, and they just had to turn to each other. I think it was the Wolf and the Sheep game.
Yeah.
And it was terrible. That's a Hearts game, and the difficulty was 7.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they literally, and it was a tearjerker actually, they literally sacrificed themselves. Fortunately, they were all close to each other, except for Shibuki. I'm so glad that bitch got what she got. Oh my god.
I know, I was happy. I was crying, but I was just like, thank God.
Mascara running and shit.
Yeah, I was just like, oh no, thank God she's dead.
And yeah, and they would not answer him. They're like, where are you guys at? We have to work together.
No,
he is so great.
At first, like, when they explained the game,
Mm-hmm.
they were like, there was a sense of, they were like being selfish at first.
Of course.
And like, they're going back and forth, and when he finally figured it out, it was just like, only one of us can survive.
Self-preservation kicks in as the default.
Yeah. And I sat there and I go, personally, like, as much as you loved episode 2, I actually liked episode 3 a lot, because it was the turning point for the main character. It was given like an opportunity to give the main character a reason to keep going. Because not only was he playing with like the game with his friends, now he's playing for his friends who passed away after sacrificing themselves for him to continue pushing him forward.
Which I thought that was interesting, real quick, because my thing is, you don't usually see that. You don't see like a manga or a movie. We're 2 episodes in, and 3/4 of the main cast has died already. That's bold. Yep. That's bold.
It is. I mean, I'm going back. I feel like I'm talking in circles. It's like most American shows, they don't, like you said, they don't show this kind of sacrifice until like much later down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would say like Breaking Bad.
Walking Dead.
Towards the end, it's like everybody just started being killed off one by one.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, you may have some characters in the middle, like Jesse's girlfriend. I forgot her name. Jane, I think her name was.
Jessica Jones, right?
Like, she dies of an overdose. Huh?
The one who played Jessica Jones, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah,
she dies in the middle of an overdose, and Walter like didn't do anything about it. He just let her go, and then that piece right there was revealed later on that he knew and saw her death, which pushed Jesse to kind of pull away from Walter. So it's just like with Korean shows, they literally give you everything. Like,
yeah, they were like, screw this. You're dying in this episode. Just letting you know you're doing this. Yeah, they don't play around. They do not play. I found out the hard way.
We got this. But no, I actually literally loved episode 3. Like, I know it was heart-wrenching. The game itself, like the Wolf and the Sheep, was such a weird twist of tag. Like, second episode was tag with basically like, if the shooter catches you, you're gone, right? I do like the action. I go front. Yeah. Yeah. With the Wolf and the Sheep, though, it's like if the wolf looks at you, you're it. Mm-hmm. So it's like everybody was trying to avoid eye contact the entire time. So like I was saying, like the whole selfishness was kicking in.
Those goggles.
But then, exactly. But after, like, once everybody realized, hey, I think we should let, obviously main. You know, we have the main character cloak that they always put on the main ones that they don't want to let go
Arisu.
so soon.
They decided to let Arisu live, and that Arisu. I'm still making an A out of myself. My thing is what you just said. They agreed while even talking about it. You noticed that. And they were like, you know what? He's a good guy. Let's let him live. He has everything to live for. And then fast forwarding to episode 4. That touched me because he was a broken man. Like he just watched his friends just sacrifice themselves for him, and he doesn't feel like he. Huh?
Well, he didn't. They watched him. He just once the timer went off, he heard the bang, and that's it.
Well, he saw.
He heard them die.
Well, he saw. Yeah, he saw Mike Kurobara.
Yeah.
He saw him. Before he got a chance. But tomato. But the point is, he knows they're dead, and you know it's really messed up. And dude, that would mess up anybody. And Climber Girl, she was just la. You know, she's used to this, snapping bunny rabbits in the park. You know, saw him in the middle of the. You saw that. Saw him in the middle of the street. Just like lifeless. And she was like, oh, all right, whatever, it's not my problem. But then it showed her flashback relating to his pain and anguish because she still has no idea what happened to her father.
Yes.
Yeah. And so she takes him in. He revitalizes himself. And, you know, through her, like, hey, are you really going to, like, waste your friend's wishes to live just by laying here waiting for your visa to expire?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so we had no choice but to get back up again. The rest you know. And wasn't that last one the what's it called? Race? No, the last.
They basically had to run from point A to point B within like a certain amount of time.
It was an hour.
Yeah, they had an hour to get from point A to point B before it gets flooded.
Right. Which was messed up. They didn't even have to.
Yeah, no, you didn't have to. That was the messed up point because they start up on a bus. The bus is left in the tunnel, and everyone gets off the bus except for one person because he got injured. So he's like, "Look, just leave me behind. I'm not gonna go. I might as well just die because I'm useless." So his friends are like, kind of like, "No, come on." It's like, "No, go, just go." So they leave him. And the tiger. That was there, the tigers that they let loose.
It was a panther. It was a panther. Yeah, that was but still, that was unnecessary. We're gonna make this hard enough. You have to run in a certain amount of time. Oh, by the way, enjoy your water break. They were afraid to drink the water, mind you. You know, and then the panther ate one of them. There was 3 guys left, not including the one that was in the butt. No, there was 3 guys. One got hurt, so there was 2 running with the other 2. One got ate up by the panther. The other one couldn't run anymore. He hit the wall, came back after the wall dam broke, after being exhausted from running, mind you. And then he got swept away. And they make sure they twist a knife in you, knowing the fact that he did have kids, or a family. See, look at you having flashbacks already. Yeah, man.
I was like, damn.
And she like feels. And then
no, because I remember one of them they stopped midway because they were gonna get gas into one of the cars so they can drive the rest of the way.
Yeah, it was Arizona. He saw a bike that actually had gas in it, so they're gonna funnel it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because they were gonna use I think it was a motorcycle.
It was a motorcycle.
We're gonna funnel gas to put into the motorcycle to ride the rest of the way. He went back to the bus.
No, they got the motorcycle. They brought the motorcycle. The motorcycle wouldn't start, so they're gonna filter the gas into the bus.
That is true. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. You're doing excellent. You're doing better than I did. I had the episodes mixed up.
Like I said, like everything fuses together. We're just like, wait a minute, it's so good. It just melts together perfectly.
They do. It could have been easily a 2-hour fan-made film for all we know. You know, part 1 or 2 or whatever. So the dam breaks, and what got me on that episode, which really ticks me off, I'll be honest with you. On the side of the bus, I forgot what the side of the bus say. It was something obligatory. It was save and spray paint. That's they didn't have to leave at all. They had to stay put. That's all they had to do. But they were so obsessed with the phone said distance they had was such and such a certain amount of feet because it was at 0. And so once you reach a certain point, it was misdirection. That was messed up. Very messed up.
But it was more of I guess it was more like the psychological point of it where it's like, okay, you're going to run from point A to point B. But
I didn't
we're
tell
not
you
going to
to.
tell you what's going to be at point B until you get there.
Oh, not only that, did we tell you to go to point B? But yeah, it was just as bad. It was just as bad. We're not gonna tell you we're gonna get there. One guy got swept away. You know, like
Yeah.
damn.
One got eaten, one got swept away, and one stayed on the bus. Actually, it was three guys, because
Hmm.
it was the climber girl, our boy, and then the three guys. One stayed on the bus,
Yep.
got eaten, and then swept away. I was just like,
Hmm.
third one. What was the third one?
No, it
He
was the
stayed
third
on
one.
the
He said
bus.
he was the one driving the bus to pick up old girl, and you know how the action sequence. Take
Yeah.
my hand, and just before she gets swept away, you know,
It's like, take the plot armor hand. Let's go get the bus.
take the plot armor here. It's true though. It is so true. That's what they did. And then
That's what it is. It's like, oh, we got plot armor on the main character. We need to keep one more. We need to keep the love interest. Get your
right.
ass in the bus.
Yeah, something's gonna happen with those two in part two. But all right, so tell us your thoughts at the end, guys. That was the first 4 episodes in a nutshell. Leave comments below how you feel. And Erizu, just with the sunrise, just like in any typical manga after a great battle, you know what? I feel revitalized. Damn it! I'm going to win no matter what it takes. You know, kind of that annoying Naruto slash Deku slash Goku optimism, you know, and they're riding off in the bicycle into the sunset at episode 4. So
Yeah.
that's the first half of Alice in Borderlands. You got anything to add, Curly's?
Uh, no, other than like the first half of the story, you're gonna be invested. I was invested the first half.
Yeah.
Because usually when it comes to shows, if you don't catch my attention like right away, I kind of like just drop it completely. But just from episode 1 all the way to 4, it was just like I literally binge watched this whole series because it was just the story was just so consistent. And
No,
I
yeah.
cannot wait to talk about the next 4 episodes. Next episode.
No, it's true. Yeah, it's total of 8, so it's split down the middle, folks. But yeah, man, because it's how can I word this? I have a 3 episode rule, similar like you. If you do not command my attention, because I can be impulsive, that's why I go for 3. If you do not command my attention by 3 episodes, I'm just dropping it, you know? And there's been very rare occasions where I don't do that. My Hero Academia, for example, after season 2. Now, I followed it, but after season 2, I just lost interest. It's every once in a while that happens. But this stuff, this series, yeah, episode 1, that's all it took for me. So.
Yeah, no, I mean it's the same thing with me. Like I was saying, if you don't catch my interest in like 3 episodes, because I never mentioned to you when it came to My Hero Academia or Boku no Hero Academia, I stopped on season 2 as well. But I'm just like there's some characters that I do like from the series, but I just couldn't bring myself to continue watching it because it just got boring towards the end, I guess, of episode 1.
I had lost
And
interest
then
for some
with
reason.
2, it was just like yeah, I just can't watch this.
It was the weirdest thing, right? Like it had all the chemical, it had all the formula. It's just something. It's like the writer was like, "Okay, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing. You know what? Screw it. Just throw a meteorite, call it a day." You know, that's exactly what happened there. You know, as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly. With Alice in Borderland, it just flows. Introduce the characters, show a little backstory for the main ones, show a little bit more backstory, explain the rules to the games, show how intense they are, show basically like
The
what
passion.
lessons are going to be learned from each one of them.
Yeah.
And I mean, there is some drama to it, which I'm not a big fan of dramas, but the drama itself was like tasteful, to be honest. Like it was actually really good. Some dramas are over dramatized.
Dude.
That is just kind of like, really? Why don't you just put this on a soap opera or something?
Yeah, no, just they just shove it down your throat. Like forget a spoonful, just eat it. I agree. They just a pinch. Look, a pinch of the drama. Just enough. All right, well, give yourself some plugs for those who are just tuning in.
Okay, so for people who just tuned in, I'm sorry. I like blinked out. Follow me on YouTube. I have Instagram. It's gonna be under Lena.c.Corrales. I'm going to be changing that. I have a TikTok. I don't use it that often, but I have one, so you guys can follow me on there as well. And I do plan on jumping on Twitch in 22. I am going to be doing a lot of podcasting on there along with video games. So you guys can watch everything live. So anytime I do any podcasting with CJ, will be on Twitch. So, and if you guys miss it, you guys can just watch it on my YouTube channel.
All right, appreciate that. All right, as for you guys, share, comment, subscribe to the Cjack Productions. You guys know where to find my home. This is part 1 again of a part 2 review. We're going to review episodes 5 through 8 whenever Lena is ready. She just literally got herself together. I'm not throwing her out there on the bus like that, guys, but no, she's just, you know, she's got her ducks in a row. She has plans, and I'm very excited, and I'll be happy to join you.
That's it. So, see you guys in episode 2.
Later, guys.